of my local woodlands. Absolutely stunning. I've rarely seen a more beautiful woodland this time of year with the deciduous trees that are coming to leaf and all the bluebells, everything else, and the bracken and ferns. It's absolutely stunning. We're out in this beautiful woodland and we're going to look at a bit of kit today. I'm not a review channel by any means, and you'll know that if you watch my stuff, but occasionally I get offered bits of kit that I'm going to find useful. Most stuff I say no thanks, because there's a lot of rubbish out there, but I do get offered bits of kit occasionally. Like I say, tools for carving, shelters, you know, various bushcraft survival pieces of kit that are decent, and I've been testing one for the last few weeks for work and everything else, and I think it's a good bit of kit, and I'm happy I've accepted it, and I'm happy to do a review because I think it's decent. Yeah, I don't want to be, I'm not a bullshitter, and I ain't going to make things up. I like to say it as it is, and if it's decent, I'll tell you it's decent. If it's crap, I'll tell you it's crap. I've only been using this thing for a few weeks, so it's by no way a long-term review, but I like it. It's a decent bit of kit. Like I say, my channel's not about reviews, it's about bushcraft, survival and adventure, but I don't mind sticking the odd review in every now and then if it's good kit and it's worthy. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at the Kospet T3 Ultra rugged design. So it's a smartwatch, yeah, but it's a different one than your usual type of smartwatches that are really popular at the minute. It's more of a rugged design, yeah, more of an outdoor type watch, which suits what I do. Like I say, this smartwatch fits with what I do. I'm by no means into technology, yeah, you know what I mean. I can make videos and sort of post pics on Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm by no means into technology. So as far as smartwatches are concerned, it's not something that's been on my radar before. I've had this watch for 35 years, yeah. This is my old Seiko diver's watch, and that's going nowhere. That's my go-to watch because it's been with me for 35 years. It's looked after me for 35 years. It's been on my wrist nearly every day, and it's still going to be on my wrist nearly every day. But there are things where this watch is good for. Yep, it's a smartwatch, so obviously you can use it as a you can talk through it, yeah. People can ring you on it, yeah. You can receive messages on it, yeah. You can play music through it as a Bluetooth speaker when you're running and stuff like that. Personally, I'd rather listen to the birds and my feet crunching through the snow or the ice or the mud or whatever. So that won't be something that I'm doing, yeah. And I won't be receiving messages on it, and I won't be taking calls on it. I've got a phone for that. Last thing I want is it buzzing on my wrist. But if you're into that, it can do it all, yeah. And it's got a really good speaker on it. The sound is excellent, yeah. And it can play pretty loud if you want the music on it and everything else. There's loads of reviews out there on YouTube from people who are really into reviews and have all the kit for reviewing and etc. And that's their thing. People who are a little bit geeky and into that sort of thing, there's loads of stuff and they'll tell you all the little bits. I'm going to tell you the rough and tumble about it. It's a strong watch. I mean, that's my diver's watch from years ago, size wise, so it's a good size, you know what I mean, for us outdoor enthusiasts. Yeah, I prefer the round shape like my diver's watch as opposed to the modern square ones. Yeah, it's thick, it's a good thickness. Yeah, stainless steel bezel. It's reinforced glass. I mean, there's videos out there where they show them getting run over by cars, they show someone trying to drill into the top, etc. It's supposed to be military grade, bomb proof if you will, within reason. A really nice silicone strap. It is a good bit of kit, and I'll show you some more of the features on it that I like and that I'll be using. I'm only making a small fire, so I don't need anything fancy. Just doing a quick pot hanger. Yeah, no fancy. Yeah, good boy, mind out, Billy. This side's going to go into the ground. Don't need out fancy. That'll do the job. And then it ground over. That's perfect, that. Perfect. Little peg, just hold that in. Boom. Made for the job. Small fire. Don't want to leave any mess. Just making a brew, just enough to make a brew, and then we'll clear it up. We won't damage the ground at all. Just a small one. So features that I'll be using the heart rate monitor. Yep, I like to train. Got my heartbeat on the screen constantly, 110 beats a minute at the minute. When you're working out, that is. It's not on there all the time normally. Time's still on it. I'm liking it a lot. It's just so easy to operate. Even a technophobe like myself can use it. And having watched other reviews of people who've got all the kit to test it out, they reckon it's on point with your heartbeats per minute when they've tested it, when they've got a proper heartbeat monitor on as well, and the watch. They reckon it's on point. Same with the step counts and stuff like that. Having measured the steps with these clickometers, etc., and then done it with the watch, they reckon it's there within a couple of steps. For all these years you've trained by just feeling, you know how you feel. It's nice to know that you're in that training range, you know, within the heartbeat. So I will use that facility. Yeah, definitely. And it's dead easy to use. And once you're on the tracking mode and you're on your activity, of which there's loads, it's on permanently. So every time you look at your watch, this watch works by it's off all the time to save battery, and then when you lift it up, it comes on. So then, and you can set it, your time, for when you want it to switch off. So mine's set for about 30 seconds, so your light will be on for that. Your clock, your fingers will be there for like 30 seconds, and then they'll knock off. But if I turn it back down, they'll turn off. Yeah, and then back on. But so it saves battery because it's not on all the time. but I'll be using the heartbeat sensor, definitely. That's something that I'm quite interested in, you know, when you're training, to keep to a certain level instead of going too easy all the time. And when I see it dropping a bit low, I can pick up the pace a little bit. I'll be using the activities section, workouts, to track my workouts, of which there are loads, and you can add your own to it as well. Sports, so you can pick all your sports that you want. Yep, your integrated training, all these different sports. They're the sports that I've just got linked up, but you can have, oh, there's a myriad of them, there's loads of them. Well, there's absolutely loads, and you can, like I say, you can add your own to it as well. So, but the main ones I'll be using are like biking, mountain biking, bit of running, hiking, mountaineering, you know, workouts, like your calisthenics type workouts, you know, your basic weightlifting type stuff, and keeping your, you know, all round workouts. But there's everything on there, everything on there. And it works really well. It's got a 6-point GPS positioning system, so when it's tracking your routes, you know, it's bang on with it. It knows exactly where you are. Yep. And afterwards you can go back and look at your route and look how you did. Yep. If you look on your phone, you get even more details on the app on your phone. Just been for a blast with the works group. Only a short blast, but as you can see on there, that's running on the cycling bit. So we're out putting along 2 hours and 7 minutes, 12.9 kilometers. Yeah, so you get and you can have a more in-depth look on your phone. You get a lot of shavings. No matter if they're coming off, I'm going to use these shavings. So that'll be boiling in no time. That we'll get a good brew on and we'll tidy up so there's no sign of a fire at all. And so while that's boiling, we'll have a good look at this watch, eh? Like I said earlier on, I'm a bit old school, and I never thought I'd own a smartwatch. But that's a decent alternative to some of these popular ones. Yeah, these Fitbit ones and etc. I don't even know what names of them all. But these more popular ones are a lot cheaper as well. Yeah, a hell of a lot cheaper. And it seems a good bit of kit. Like I say, it's early days yet, but battery life wise, you know, 15 days they reckon, the way I use it. And yeah, I reckon it's right, 15 days. It's hardly changed, you know. I've charged it once. I've had it a few weeks, and it hardly seems to change. But as a rule, like I say, I'm not taking calls on it and stuff like that. I'm just using it, the compass, the barometer. I'm using it to track myself on exercises and stuff like that, and you know, so I'm using it, you know, and I've done my sleep thing a couple of times to see how much kip I'm getting, etc. But yeah, no, I mean 15 days for a watch. We only have to charge it every 15 days. It ain't too bad. If I were disappearing into the brush in Canada somewhere or wherever for like a lengthy time, you know, if I didn't have batteries going out there with me and whatever, I'd be taking my old school watch. But as a rule, for general purpose stuff, yeah, I'm going to be using it. Yeah. There we have it, a good close up. So down here, I've got compass selected on the, well, I've got my my normal watch bit there. Down here, that's my normal watch bit. You can change these faces if you want. Just hold it and you can move it across and you can change to what different face you want. Yep, quite a few of them there, you know, that's quite a nice one. But and you can also download others. Yep, you can also have it, that's the one I like. So, and it gives me my little bits, it's got my compass on there. So then you've got all sorts of different, this tells you how far you've walked and your heartbeats and all sorts of stuff straight away. Stress levels, blood oxygen levels, heart rate, 92 beats per minute 6 minutes ago, blooming heck, chopping a bit of wood and running around, what's that about? Stress levels, alarm set, etc. It's got your biometric timers, altimeters, stopwatches, all sorts of stuff on there. This one here is your back button, so you press back, that always takes you back. You can press select and go through it. You've got all sorts from your weather, if you've got it rigged up Bluetooth to your phone, your music. It's got an up measuring thing, your stress levels again, all quick access to all that, blood pressure. It'll do your sleep, your heart rate, your workouts, so you can pick what workout you want. You know, whether you're this is just a little bike ride I did the other day with work. So there, that tells us how far we were riding, 2 hours and 8 minutes, just 12.91 kilometers. Yeah, average speed, we were only ticking along, doing a few skills and training, meters, etc. So, and it'll tell you also, it'll tell you how much you was in your warm-up zone, your fat burning, your aerobic, anaerobic, maximum heart rate zones, etc. So all those, and then it gives you your route. Now if you go on the app on the phone, it'll give you a more detailed route, which is dead simple to do. You just click on your phone app and it shows you that route. So yeah, just click on the app. There we're in. Go back to your home page. Go back to the phone. You can change the display and the brightness. Raise to weight, that's when you pick it up and it comes on. Fine watch system, weather settings, more settings, incoming calls, SMS, all sorts, you know. Yeah, watch faces, there's a gallery there for watch faces. Yeah, and you can have custom faces, you can put pictures on them and all sorts. So if you want to go back, press back, and I'm back out of there. So all them, I'll tell you what I do like and that I will use, the compass, and it's you know, it's a great bit of kit. So got north over there. So yeah, and I mean it's one of them. I carry a compass in my pocket a lot of the time, but sometimes I don't, and sometimes if it's on your wrist, you know, for certain activities, it's going to come in handy. For fishing on the coast, when I'm fishing on the coast and you're out digging worms, yep, it's handy to have a compass on you. When the mist comes down and you can't find your way back to shore, you're going to be surrounded by water. So if you know which way, I mean, obviously you can tell by the sun, but if the mist's there and they can't see the sun, you're in the shit. So yeah, good bit of kit that. A few years back, there was a fella where I fish quite often on the coastline, Morecambe Bay, on Lancashire coastline and round them places. There was a guy out there with his son on his shoulders, 5-year-old son, and they'd gone out, walked quite a bit of way out, and you'll know yourself if you knock around those sort of areas, the channels are constantly changing with the tides where the water runs in, and it comes in fast. Yeah, it's like a galloping horse. And he were out there, he'd walked out from the land digging worms or whatever he were doing, and then the tide, he knew where the tide was changing, it started to change, and he set off back to land, but then the fog came down and the mist, and he couldn't see anything, and he got confused. He set off walking to the land and then thought, am I going right way? So he went the other way, and that's all it takes sometimes before he didn't know where he was. He didn't know which way to walk. He couldn't see the sun, so he didn't know. If he'd have had a compass, yeah, most outdoors people, we know, you know, if it's places that we use regularly, which is north and south, east and west, etc., when we can see the landscape. But in this instance, he couldn't see the sun, he couldn't see the landscape, he didn't know which way to walk back, and that galloping tide came in, it surrounded him, it came up from his feet, up to his neck. He was still on phone to emergency services while he had his son on his shoulders, and then the phone went dead, never seen again. Sad, yeah, frightening. But if he'd have had some method of knowing which was north, he'd have been able to get back. Horrendous, really, innit?
Compass works brilliant. Really enjoying using that.
And I also like, let's have a look back. So you've got your barometric pressures. Yeah, so if you're any good with them, you can tell when a storm's incoming, which will also give you, you've also got your altitudes as well, which is good for the mountains, etc., for you know, navigation skills. So waterproofness, you know, is brilliant. You'll have seen me. If you haven't seen me, I'll show you now some of the work exploits this week and what have you, where I've been gill scrambling, I've been open water swimming, yeah, all sorts of stuff with it underwater, etc., and it's been absolutely bang. It's been fine, it's brilliant.
So the watch is doing a great job underneath here. There. And dead handy, you don't have to press any buttons. As soon as you lift it up, it comes on.
Billy, come save us, lad.
Great bit of kit.
I mean, if you're going to be using the speaker systems and everything, just make sure you give them a good shake afterwards to get the water out of there. But it's been brilliant, and I've been putting it under some pressure, you know, when you're jumping in and stuff like that.
2, 1. Ooh, yeah. That's a long way.
You know, and in running water, under waterfalls and things like that and what have you. So it's tough when you get it, you get an extra, like you might get a glass protector on a phone and you stick that sheet of glass over the top, you get another one of them for that. So it's got that on, but it's not gained any scratches, it's pretty strong stuff. And yeah, so I put it through its paces this last few weeks, but like I say, it's not a long-term review, but I'm happy with it at the moment. Daily activity there. I've not gone so far this morning. I've only done 1233 steps, 0.87 kilometres into this part of the forest. We'll have a good mooch after, but it gives you a good breakdown of all that as well. Yeah, so Tank T3 wise, I think it's alright. It's a good bit of kit. I've probably missed quite a few little bits and pieces out of it. It can do all sorts with it, honestly. There's a torch on it, there's all sorts of things. It's yeah, check out some more in-depth reviews if you're interested in that bit of kit, just to see what it does. And price wise, it's a lot cheaper than some of these more popular watches, and I like the look of it. I think it looks better, more in fitting with you know, I like my divers style watches and what have you. But like I say, my old school watch won't be going anywhere. But if I'm out on the coast, it's an handy bit of kit to have. Let's enjoy this beautiful forest. I'm going to get out, I'm going to do a bit of bushcraft with Billy. I've got a new axe to try out as well, so we're going to be out here, going to do a bit of carving and stuff like that. Just enjoy this beautiful weather. Alright, so Rick T, Outdoor Adventure, and Billy Dog. have a top weekend, and whatever you get up to, enjoy yourselves. And we'll catch you again real soon. Alright, see you ladies. Ta-ra.